Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 16th, 2022 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Okay, so I know this is going to sound very funny, but I just kept on seeing a nose as the singing bowl was singing. Now, I don't know if you're like me and you have allergies and your nose might be a little bit stuffed up, or if there's like a nose ring or something to do with smelling things, but the nose is very important during this time. So that just had to come out and be said. Or if you were blowing your nose while you were listening, but that came through very, very, very powerfully. Okay, so let's look at what the Luna message is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have boundaries, we have self-love, and we have assessing. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay, this one right here. Meditate and contemplate. Angels and spirit guides. Communication is key, and your dreams need a practical plan. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of before we dive right into what the moon is saying. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the Three of Wands. There's some sort of journey we feel like we should be going on, some sort of way we feel like we should be moving things forward. All right. There is something here where there's a disconnect. There's like this start and then there's a stop, and a start and a stop. And it can be that we're waiting for somebody to really get us to the next level. But there's also a sense here of reassess this journey, like look at it and make sure it's what you want, because I do see a lot of outside pressure on us here. Being aware of that is just going to be very empowering. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, right here, we have two. We have divine wisdom and we have communication. Divine wisdom is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And then communication is our throat chakra. We are being divinely guided. There are going to be some things that we just know during this time. It's like, oh no, I just know this. Or no, I just, feel it this way. Or we say something and then somebody else says it. Or we think something and then we find it's linked to something deeper. That's going to be very common during this moon. And it's going to be from the full moon to the new moon on the 30th. Then we have the communications here with the throat chakra. We need to communicate not only with ourselves, with what we want and what we're looking for, but we also need to communicate with others. Where it is that we want to be, not thinking, okay, they'll just know. No, they're not going to. This is going to be a time where we really need to open those gateways of communication, because there's going to be an energy here, especially since Cancer, we're going to be so in tuned during this time, meaning that we're going to be able to sense people's emotions, and we're going to be able to really read their body language well and everything like that. That we're going to think, oh, they know because I know what they're thinking, but they're not going to know what we're thinking. They're not going to be as in tuned as we are. So let's look at boundaries, meditate, and contemplate. We need to make sure that our energy isn't being drained during this moon. Because if we're not meditating, if we're not contemplating, thinking, really taking things in, and our boundaries aren't defined, people are going to take advantage of us. It's just going to happen. We're going to feel drained. We're going to feel overwhelmed. We have self-love coming forward, and communication is key. It's key to communicate our ways of showing love to ourselves, our ways of showing love to those around us. It is also going to be very important to communicate our love for ourselves. This means that we stop putting ourselves down as much, or stop putting ourselves down at all. We start to really embrace love. We start to embrace, a sense of worth and a sense of, there's something more here for me. There's something more to me. It brings us then to assessing. Our dreams need a practical plan. And it's so funny because this Taurus full moon energy of our dreams need a practical plan has been coming up a lot. We need to assess things. We need to look at things. We need to see the bigger picture, and then know that our dreams, what it is that we deeply desire, need a practical plan to be brought into this world, to be really moved forward in and embraced. And that's why we're looking at things. We're looking at, how do I bring my dreams into this reality? And that's going to be a whole big question for this time, and a whole big, powerful understanding for us. It moves us to our tarot energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, this one right here. Temperance, angels, and spirit guides. The Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So there's very strong Sagittarius energy that's coming forward here. This is all about balance. And when it comes to meditate and contemplate, we're creating that balance with also our boundaries. So there is here with the energy of temperance, like, how do I move forward in what I want? But also, how do I take my dreams and make them into reality? How do I take my subconscious and meld it with my conscious mind? So there's a harmony, there's a balance, there's an insight that's coming in. There's a student energy coming forward with our words. There's somebody here who's going to test us. They're going to test us with their speech. This can be a person who curses a lot. I just see them being very disruptive. Like, they're just showing me, like, pushing all the books on the floor, or throwing all the papers in the air. It could be a little kid who just thinks that's really fun. But I also see this as somebody who challenges us in a way, and it's by using inappropriate language. It's by, pushing these boundaries, and they're wanting a response, but they're cutting us with their words. So that's going to be an interesting thing. There needs to be a balance in this power dynamic right here, in this relationship. This doesn't have to be a young person, though this person is presenting as quite a young, underdeveloped soul. And they will use their words. This could even be a boss that we have, where they use their words just to hurt us because they know they can, and they know they have that power over us. That's the type of person that I'm seeing here. And we need to have strong boundaries with this person. This person is also testing us to have us more in balance with ourselves, because they're taking advantage, and that's taking us out of our own harmony. The Queen of Pentacles comes in: prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. What are we nurturing? What is the bounty that we're bringing forward? What is the prosperity that we want? There is also this energy around us of somebody who is nurturing us. Now, this doesn't have to be on our physical plane. This could be somebody who has passed, who is watching over us, who is caring for us, who is really making sure that we're making these good decisions. When we meditate and we contemplate, when we slow things down, this person's voice comes through more and more. Now, it doesn't mean that this person has to be passed, but it does mean that when we calm ourselves down, this person's wisdom comes forward more. It comes more into the forefront of our mind. The King of Wands, very good looking, very charismatic energy coming forward. I just see our heads being turned. Now, it doesn't have to mean that we're physically attracted to this person, though it does mean that we have that like, oh, you're interesting type of thing going on. There's a sense here of power and authority. There's also a sense here of passion, of distinction. And there is a way of, if we utilize this energy in our work and we utilize the Queen of Pentacle energy, like the wisdom that's coming forward for us, we're going to see that we're turning people's heads. We're going to see that we're the one who's like rejuvenating our career, or even just rejuvenating ourselves. It's like we're giving ourselves that extra boost to move forward during this moon. So let's go deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, very strong earth energy. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming through. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Things start moving really quickly. So as we're embracing the Queen of Earth, as we are embracing the Queen of Pentacles, we are also showing ourselves self-love. We are embracing our talents. We're embracing what we desire. We're embracing who it is that we are. There's a real sense here of connecting with our earth self, meaning that we're connecting with us on this earth. How do I say this better? So what Spirit is showing me is that we're connecting with our purpose. We're connecting with what we desire. But there's an aura of wealth, prosperity, success, abundance around us. And as we love ourselves more, as we embrace this, we're going to start to see the wealth coming in. We're going to start to see the prosperity coming in, because we're no longer, denying it. We're no longer putting ourselves down and putting ourselves down. The Eight of Wands is showing that this happens really quickly as we communicate, as we say, this is what I'm good at, as we communicate what we want with ourselves, as we're open, as we're honest, also as we're real with ourselves. We can sit there and say, okay, I want the fancy car and the big house and the fancy zip code. But then in reality, is my prosperity going to get me there? Is that something that's plausible for me right now? Can I make it into, bite-sized pieces where, yeah, okay, the fancy car and the impressive zip code might come later. But right now, how is it that I'm moving myself forward towards success and bounty? Because we can have doable things that are little miracles happening daily for us during this moon. From the new moon from the full moon on the 16th to the new moon on the 30th. We're going to see that if we focus our energy, change starts coming in. But also if we just let ourselves open to energy, to, possibilities, to thinking and curiosity and just connecting with who we are, all of a sudden things are going to start to change, because the power of us is coming forward. The power of why we're here and where it is that we want to be and what it is that we're discovering is coming forward. It brings us then to angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The Ten of Pentacles, prosperity and success. The Queen of Cups, which is us, and the Star. That is a wish coming true. So with the Star, that's also very strong Aquarius energy coming forward. There is a sense here with the Ten of Pentacles. This is generational wealth. This is prosperity. There's a sense of we've completed a cycle when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our wealth, when it comes to our idea of money and what it is that we want. This is money or something we value as much as money. And this is being very rich. This is being very successful. This is being very prosperous. There is something that comes in here and it's like, now the door has opened. And with the Ten of Pentacles, there's prosperity, there's success, there's bounty, there's abundance that gets to be passed on. Whether it's a normal quote-unquote inheritance where we pass it on to our children, or whether it's an inheritance that we give to the world, again, quote-unquote, where we pass it on to, the people that are around us. And I do quote-unquote when it comes to inheritance, because it doesn't have to be that traditional inheritance. And so I guess it doesn't need air quotes. I don't know why Spirit was showing me air quotes around inheritance. It can be somebody says, this is your inheritance. And it's like, this is wisdom that will help you grow. Because I'm just keep on seeing air quotes around inheritance where it's not a real inheritance, or like somebody jokes like, oh, you can have, all the money when I'm gone. And they know that they don't have anything that we can inherit, but their legacy, their memory, their connection with us here on this earth, that was amazing. Like, that is amazing. So with the Ten of Pentacles, there is a sense of richness coming forward, even if other people wouldn't value it at the same worth that we give it, you know? So here with the Queen of Cups, this is us. This is us. We're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana. We're represented by the Chariot in the Major Arcana. There's a real sense of love and compassion. The energy of the Queen of Cups is just the sweetest, kindest, most lovely energy. And it's just a sense of, I'm connecting with my heart, I'm connecting with what I love, I'm connecting with who I am, and there is beauty to me. And as this connection comes forward, I'm also nourishing and nurturing and growing and becoming and nurturing those around me, but also growing and becoming as an individual. And it brings us to the Star. A wish is granted. A wish is granted as we step into our power. I'm just seeing here, it's kind of like, what I'm seeing is, I always wanted to be the cool girl, like I always wanted to be the cool kid type of thing. And the energy that's coming forward, it's like, yeah, but you're the sweet one, you're the kind one, you're the compassionate one. And that's not a bad thing. Even though in our society we might think, oh wow, there's nothing good about that. No, Spirit is saying, don't diss something so beautiful. Like, don't discard something just because everybody else doesn't see its worth. Your worth is profound. It is absolutely profound. And again, it brings us to wishes being granted. It also brings us to a time during this full moon where a spotlight is put on what we deeply want and what we deeply desire and where we deeply want to be. And Spirit is looking not at the wish that we cross our fingers for and say, oh, I'd really like to acquire or have XYZ. It's like, I wish for this beauty and this prosperity and this bounty and this abundance to come forward. And Spirit is seeing that, and that is being drawn forward in our lives and in ourselves. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is rebirth. There is something here, and it just feels like somebody is promising a really big change. It's like it's all going to be different. I'm just not seeing that change coming. So be mindful of the rebirth. Be mindful of the change, okay? Because it's not coming the way that we were told it would. Our subconscious energy, our chakra energy, is personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. There's power, there's intention, there's determination here for us. We are seeing ourselves embracing our power, embracing what we want and what we need and who we are, and really standing in the energy of us. It brings us then to our subconscious Luna message, which is gratitude. Don't let pride get in the way. There's that energy here, and it comes from being the Queen of Cups. It comes from this kind, compassionate energy where it's like, be grateful for that love, for that compassion, for that beauty that we are building on. Don't let pride get in the way. Don't let pride get in the way and think, oh, I'm supposed to be something I'm not. No, let yourself shine as who you are. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which begins with the King of Swords. We're cutting through doubts and fears and negativities. This is also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There is a real sense here of, I am asserting my voice. I am asserting what I want. We're doing it subconsciously. So somebody's going to think, oh, they're a pushover. I'm just seeing like somebody thinks they can get what they want from us. And what we're going to see here is that we're really asserting our voice. We really know what we desire. And we're having that exude through us, even subconsciously. There is also somebody around us who is having us stand up for ourselves. They're looking at things in a very logical, pragmatic, diligent way. And it's like, oh, okay, I should listen to you, because we really should, even if we don't want to. Our then subconscious message is the Sun, which is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. There's a beauty, there's a radiance, there's a brilliance to us. There's a sense of you're shining, you're glowing. Let yourself glow, let yourself shine, let yourself embrace this beauty. It then brings us to the Five of Pentacles. There's a poverty mentality that comes forward. There's a sense of subconsciously feeling like we're out in the cold. We don't get to have the pretty things. We don't get to have the good experiences. That's not for people like us. And what Spirit is saying here is, no, that's wrong. The poverty mentality can be inherited. We could have always had money problems growing up, or we could have had money problems, in the past, or even right now. And that's just the cycle that we're in. There's not enough. And it will come up. It'll come up when we're stressed. It will come up when we're overwhelmed. We can even see it in like eating habits. Like we could finish everything on our plate even though we're full, because we were told, finish everything on your plate. There's not enough food in the world. So finish what you have. Those sort of things. Or overbuying because we want to make sure that if money gets tight, we have warm clothes. That type of thing. What we're going to see here is that we need to address this. We need to look at this and say, no. I'm not being held to this, to patterns that are robbing me of my prosperity, robbing me of my joy, robbing me of my beauty within my life. I'm not being held back by this. So that's going to be very, very, very important, that we're not perpetuating that poverty mentality. And when we do, we call it out within ourselves and say, no, that's not okay. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer, and may you have a blessed moon.